stop your grinning and drop your linen. This is Horribly Off Topic, episode number 135. I am Bill Paxton, and he is Bill Pullman.
No.
No.
I'm Steve.
I'm Chris.
Oh, hold on one sec.
No, okay. What am I?
我可以再喝一杯啤酒吗?
Perfect.
There we go.
Oh, it's not really a show until the cans get popped, right?
We went out for Chinese earlier today, and I was trying to figure out how to order a beer in Chinese. And
Yes.
so, of course, Google Translate, I just typed in, could I have another beer?
Yeah, and that's what you got.
Yeah. So I don't
now,
know. Anybody who's actually Chinese is listening.
My favorite thing with Google Translate is to take then what I got out of Google Translate and then do the reverse and see what the translation back into English is.
Yeah.
You just had like a yucky look on your face. Is that not? Is that kind of? Have we got a skunk?
No,
in that beer?
it's fine. It's just
okay.
it's not my usual.
It's not your usual. It's not your thing.
No, it's not my usual Gansett.
So we're throwing you off right here from the get-go. Right from the get-go, Steve being thrown off.
Yes.
I don't know if I like that.
We mentioned earlier
That
before,
you Chinese food.
No, before that.
Okay.
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
And what week that we do a show would it be if we didn't have some sort of celebrity death to talk about?
We started off, it was like the second or third. Well, it happened the second week we started the show, and it happened after we recorded that second show that Robin Williams died. So it's a tradition that is long.
But this is like I only heard that he did die.
Yeah.
What were the?
It was complications from surgery.
Oh.
Yeah, and he was only 61. So I mean, not an old dude.
I mean that's around our parents' age.
Yeah.
So that's not.
My dad's 61 right now. So, yeah. It's a little weird. Judge Wapner also died today, but I was not aware that Judge Wapner was still alive.
Yeah, that's one of those ones. Like, I think it was when Abe Vigoda did die, right?
Yes, I believe that did happen a couple months ago.
I think that was the least surprising celebrity death ever.
Yeah, well, I saw the Judge Wapner one, and I think he was 97.
Yeah,
so not Bill Paxton, who is 60. What was your favorite? I mean, what's your favorite Bill Paxton? Is it Aliens? Which is what I was trying to quote.
Aliens or was it Alien?
Well, Aliens was the one that I was quoting from, according to the the Iopolis. The Iopolis. It says, from Aliens, 1986, filmed by Jim Cameron. I think it's probably Aliens.
Jim Cameron? Oh,
James Cameron. I think he's.
This is when he was going by Jim.
Yeah, I think James Cameron liked him some Bill Paxton. I mean, so you got Bill Paxton in Aliens, you got Bill Paxton in Titanic.
I never saw Titanic.
You never saw Titanic. So he's in what we in the business call the framing device.
Okay.
So the framing device in Titanic is.
Explain it to me, Chris.
Is this old lady? This old lady sees them uncovering a jewel from the wreck of the Titanic, and she goes to visit Bill Paxton with her daughter or her granddaughter. Who's supposed to, I think they never quite.
Is her granddaughter, like, how old is her granddaughter?
Her granddaughter is, at this point in 1990, whatever, old enough to be a conceivable love interest for Bill Paxton.
Oh, nice.
But they don't develop that at all. There's like a little
Are
bit of
there
tension
sidelong glances or something?
There's a few, but Nana is right there, so
you don't want to be like.
You don't want to, yeah.
I don't want to throw my hot, wet pussy on this guy's dong.
No, not when
Nana's around.
Not when Nana's around talking about the heart of the ocean. Yeah.
Right.
So Bill Paxton, he's a treasure hunter. He through the course
so he's a
of
thief.
Through the course of the movie, he comes to see the error in his ways by hearing the old lady's story about the jewel of the heart of the ocean.
Heart of the
Le
cards.
Coeur de la Mer. Something like that.
Oh, wow. It's even in French.
That's what they say it somewhere in there. They're fancy in 1912 or whenever the backstory. Was it 1912 or 1914?
I don't know. It was 1918, wasn't it?
No, that's when the Sox win.
No.
Not and the fucking Spanish flu. 1912.
I thought it was 1918 because, like.
14th, 1912. I'm going on record. You tell me why you think it's 1918.
I thought it was because I thought it was like the same year as the Red Sox last winning the World Series prior to 2000.
I don't think so. Let's find out.
2004.
Titanic. RMS Titanic was a British passenger liner that sank in the North Atlantic Ocean in the early morning of 15th April 1912.
Oh, okay.
I was off by a day.
Well, you saw the goddamn movie.
I saw the goddamn movie.
And I'm not much of a historian, as my what I've said about history has proven.
Yeah, well, Bill Paxton... No, James Cameron did not do...
Old Jimmy Cameron.
Old Jimmy Cameron did not do Apollo 13, which also has Bill Paxton in it. And he did not, as far as I am aware, direct any episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which Bill Paxton was on. But my favorite Bill Paxton, since I'm talking all about me...
That's fine. I don't know if I have a favorite Bill Paxton movie.
Weird Science, man.
Oh, yeah.
He's fucking the nasty older brother. Yeah. Who turns into like
a pile of shit.
Yeah. By the end of the movie, he's fucking fantastic in that.
He was in his undies, wasn't he in his undies?
I think so.
There's a lot of undies in that movie.
Yeah, a lot of men and women in their undies.
Who was it? Kelly LeBrock.
Kelly LeBrock.
And she was in her undies too.
My goodness, such fond memories. I think there was a wet hot minute, as they say. That's not what they say, but
who says that?
I just did.
Okay.
There was a wet hot minute where I was really convinced that if I got a scanner and enough Playboys,
we went. This is one of the fucking episode titles, for Christ's sake.
Yes, I know.
The reason why Chris wanted the internet or whatever is because of weird.
No, I wanted a scanner or whatever the fuck it was. I think that was the. Did I end up using a Kelly LeBrock image that week? I can't. Maybe that was before we even started using images. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it was probably
I don't think Bill Paxton and Kelly LeBrock. I wonder how old she is. Is she like the right age to were she and Chet gonna hook up? Was that like the? That was the if there were going to be slash fiction. No, that's not slash fiction.
Are you ham-hand?
No. I'm thinking about things we talked about before the show. One of which was slash fiction, and we were getting the definitions from Becky, so that I should not be getting it wrong at this point. I think for it to be slash fiction, it would have been the two dudes. Would have had to have hooked up.
The two younger guys?
Two younger guys, or one of the younger guys in Robert Downey Jr.
Oh yeah, or
Chet and RDJ.
Yeah. Or the two Robert Downey Jr. and his bud together. Although personally I like, because I am a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I like the notion of Bill Paxton's character from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. getting it on with Iron Man way back when in Weird Science times. I think that would be something to watch. I'm sure that there's slash fiction of Sanji and Zoro from One Piece.
Couldn't you just said Sanji and Zoro and left it at that?
No, I mean,
because then you would have been sneaking it in there, and
no, you would have known. That's not one that I don't think you would have been able to.
Okay.
To avoid.
Kelly LeBrock is about 5 years younger than the late Bill Paxton. Oh. She was born in 1960. She's 56 years old.
Wow, cool.
Or she's gonna be 57 next month.
Wow, in a row.
Oh my goodness! Could you imagine Kelly LeBrock in a Kevin Smith film?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, now.
Yeah.
They're both like
better to do.
Yeah, they're both not.
Every time there's a fucking news story about that guy, it like also includes like, yeah, he's gonna do this movie next, but he hasn't forgotten about Clerks 2 or Mallbrats. He's still gonna do those in some
Mallbrats.
Mallbrats. That was gonna be the name of the sequel. And apparently Clerks on.
So is
Clerks
it
2, but Clerks 3.
Brody's like kid or something?
I don't know. It's Brody's kid like when he's stoned, I'm sure. Like Brody only has a kid when he's stoned, and that's actually the whole movie. And then he wakes up. That's the framing device of the movie. He wakes up and he's not stoned anymore, and he's like, "Fuck, I don't have a kid. I'm really sad. Maybe I should have not smoked weed for the last 20 years."
He hasn't smoked weed for the last 20 years.
When did Mallrats come out?
Oh, I'm talking. I was talking about Kevin Smith.
I mean, yes, I'm aware that Kevin Smith has not been smoking weed for 20 years. I was talking about his character. I'm saying basically Brody did show up in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Yeah, but it was like they had his comic book shop, or Kevin Smith's comic book shop be his comic book shop.
Yes, yeah. Apparently, I think the new Kevin Smith project for now is the Jay and Silent Bob Get Rebooted or something like that.
Didn't they already do a fucking cartoon and some other thing?
He's like, I can't play with any of my other characters, but I can play with these two, so we're gonna have a big old reboot.
What about like
fun at reboots?
Randall and
I read between the lines. There were some people who were like, the reason Clerks 3 ain't happening is because of the guy who plays Randall. He didn't want to do it.
He just made a fucking video game about Randall.
The Randall guy did?
Yeah.
He made a video game.
Yeah.
Officially licensed and everything?
I'm assuming so.
Oh, so maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was Brian O'Halloran.
What the fuck is he doing? Does he just want to be a square?
He's doing theater in New Jersey. I know theater in New Jersey can be quite appealing as a career option for those who have been in.
He does these accents. He sounds like the real race of people.
I do. I can do a received accent. No, I can't. Have I told my accent story on here? I don't know. Back in college, I was in a production of The Importance of Being Earnest.
Oh, yeah.
And
we did that on the show.
We did that? We did The Importance of Being Earnest?
Didn't we?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. So if you've heard
it on episode 104?
Oh, something like that. Yes, we did. We just read parts of... I forgot.
Jesus Christ, Chris.
I
check out our second anniversary show, 104, and you can hear us playing doing a play.
I don't know. Sometimes I put theater out of my mind. Sometimes.
Do you want to talk about theater?
Not necessarily. I've talked a lot. I could talk about theater. I did 2 theater-related things.
I've been off all week, so you might need to take the reins.
I might have to take the reins and let you make fun of me. That is usually that's a recipe for a good episode.
Okay.
I mean, it does mean a lot more of me talking and then sort of you sneak the stuff in. I just have to be wary and looking at you so that I know when you're going to throw a joke, so I don't step on you.
No, but I want to talk about what was it? Slash fiction.
Slash fiction.
So I did bring up One Piece, the Zoro Sanji, because I think those would be the 2 appropriate characters, because they don't like each other in the series,
so they'd hate fuck.
Yeah, or maybe they maybe not even that. Maybe they would be exceptionally tender to each other.
Oh,
so but the thing is, with that, slash fiction in yaoi and all that stuff, who is it for?
It's for the writer. It's what I tell my writers, my students. I say, ultimately, you got to write for yourself first. You got to write the shit you want to write. And I think people who write slash fiction are really embracing that edict. They're like, I'm writing for myself. I'm going to write it, and I'm gonna Jack or Jill off to it.
If you are writing slash fiction as just say a woman.
Mm-hmm. I am not a woman. I can do my best to...
I'm not saying that you're a woman, Chris.
I know you're not. I'm saying I don't know if I'm equipped to answer this possibly rhetorical, possibly not rhetorical question.
From what I know of yaoi, and we talked about this a long time ago, when I came back from Canada.
Yeah.
I think a majority of the people that are interested in it are young women.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds fair.
But that does
most of the people I know who have written slash fiction have been women. I knew somebody once who wrote NSYNC slash fiction. But I know that person pretty well.
Word. Was JT one of the...
I don't know.
Or was it just all 5 of them?
No, there's...
Or was there 4 of them? I don't even know.
It depends. With those groups, sometimes there's 5. On the reunion tour, usually there's 4. I mean, that's the way it goes.
One of them...
one of them's like, I got better shit to do. I'm doing theater in New Jersey. No, I'm doing...
Brian O'Halloran.
Theater in New Jersey. Yeah, no, I think there are 5. I think there were 5.
But
any NSYNC fans out there, you can email us at hot@clarkwoods.com.
And if anybody is a fan of yaoi or slash fiction, I would also like to hear from you and to figure out what is alluring about writing and or reading about homosexual relationship. to a woman.
Like
I mean, if it's a guy, then I get it. Like
a heterosexual woman. Well, I mean,
if it's a gay guy, I get it because like I'm like, well, that's your bread and butter. Like I get why this is interesting to you.
Right.
But like if it's a straight guy or a straight woman or a gay woman or whatever, or a trans person or whatever else.
Yeah. If two guys fucking is not what you do.
Yeah, and it's not something that you're sexually interested in, but but you find this like cool to read, titillating or whatever. Like
titillating.
I just want to know. I want to know what's going on.
What is going on there? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, is it the taboo of like JT giving it to Chris Kirkpatrick? Kirkpatrick?
You should have just said Joey Fatone.
Joey Fatone. No, but I thought of the Eminem lyric where he mentions Chris Kirkpatrick. You can get your ass.
Was Joey Fatone one of the Backstreet Boys, or was he NSYNC?
Fatone was an NSYNCer. I think he's an NSYNCer. I don't know if that's actually what they were called. He was in sync.
All right. No, I think he was in sync.
Yeah, Joey Fatone, Chris Kirkpatrick. What's the fucking blonde guy? There was one actual like out gay man in that group, and I forget what his name was.
Lance Bass.
Lance Bass. That's fucking right. Lance Bass was the out guy in that. Not later in the.
So they didn't bother with him. They're like, well, he's out. So this can't, because if it's slash fiction,
it's supposed to be two guys who are not traditionally gay.
Yeah.
Who don't traditionally fuck other guys.
Yeah. So I mean, if it's two guys that are actually gay.
So
then it can't be technically fiction.
So I mean,
it could be fiction. I mean, if they're not interested in it, like that aspect of it could be fiction, but the fact that they're gay isn't fiction.
Well, so what's the guy with the neckerchief in Scooby Doo?
Fred.
So before we started recording, Becky made the case that Fred and Shaggy doing it would be slash fiction, but come on, Fred's at least bi. Like he's not. He's. I don't think Fred is.
Well, I think Shaggy is sort of asexual, actually.
Okay. All right. So
I don't think he's interested in sex. He's interested in food and
his dog
and I don't think in a sexual way.
Okay. All right.
The fucking Great Dane.
Hey, if there's any dog that could satisfy Shaggy, would be a Great Dane.
So, but like they I mean, it's always been implied that they were high. So, like, I think all he cared about was smoking pot and eating, like and hanging out with his fucking dog.
Right.
Like, I think that's a. He never like made any sort of advances, and like they were always hanging out with two women. Mm-hmm. He never ever even showed slight amounts of interest in them.
Yeah. I want to know if there are really wildly inappropriate slash fiction communities out there, like Peppermint Patty and Marcy. Like, is there that's a thing? I don't know. Has anybody actually dared to go that far and write it?
I don't know, because like with that.
Well, I mean, I think there's also the thing are Peppermint Patty and Marcy actually just one person, and they're kind of dissociating?
No, they are in fact two people, but I would find that kind of weird because they're children.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm saying it is weird, but I wonder, has somebody gone there, like done them as adults? I'm sure,
like
aged them up to like to at least teenagers, and said when they got to high school, Marcy and Patty, they and
they brought over their friend Chuck to watch as a cuckold.
Why would you want Chuck there? Come on, he's just gonna get sad. He's gonna be like,
that's his life.
I gotta rock.
Like is Charlie Brown is like the epitome of a cuckold in cartoon form.
Okay,
like not necessarily in a sexual way.
Yeah.
In the Peanuts cartoon or whatever, but he definitely there's no one that respects him or doesn't take advantage of him.
Yeah.
In that cartoon or comic strip.
Yeah.
His dog doesn't respect him.
No.
His friends don't respect him.
No.
They apparently don't even like him.
Christmas tree doesn't respect him.
Yeah. He just puts a bulb on it. All the fucking needles fall off.
One of these days he's gonna say, you picked the wrong sucker for a cuckold. You're gonna pay for the pants that you unbuckled.
Is that what was that?
That's a Hamilton reference.
Oh.
You're welcome. Which is a Moana reference, also by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
He wrote Moana?
He wrote it. He wrote it, and he wrote it, and he wrote it again. Actually, if he wins tonight at the Oscars, as we were just saying,
for Moana.
If he wins for Moana tonight, he will have completed and possibly been the youngest to complete what the fuck is the actual acronym?
The trifecta?
Not the trifecta. It's like the quadfecta. Like he's
won a Grammy.
He's won a Grammy. He's won a Tony.
Well, yeah.
He's won an Oscar. Or no, he hasn't won an Oscar. So Tony.
So Emmy.
When
did he win an Emmy? What did he win an Emmy for?
I don't know, but I heard maybe it's Tome. Maybe Tome is the thing. He's won a Tony. He's won a Grammy. No. So where the hell does
Tog?
I don't know.
Tog? Donal Logue?
Donal Logue. What's his name? He's Admiral General Hux in the Star Wars.
Donal Logue?
No, Donald Gleason.
Oh, I was like, what? Donal Logue is in fucking Star Wars.
I don't know. There's only
one. He's in Gotham.
There's only one Donal.
He was in that show Grounded for Life.
Oh.
Did you ever watch that show?
No, haven't watched either of those shows. There's no fucking Charlie Brown fucking Linus, or is Linus fucking Charlie Brown?
Again, all I can think of is them as children, and it just doesn't. I don't want to think about it.
I'm not trying to think of them as children. I'm trying to think of but
I'm like,
well, I mean, have you ever seen like You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown? It's like a musical that's put on by adults. And I'm imagining like those people.
I've never seen that. And you know me in musical theater.
I do. That's why I threw that Hamilton reference to make you feel awkward.
Well, I'll have to throw in another One Piece reference later.
Just somewhere
so
in
you
there.
can slip it over your head.
Slip it on in there like Linus under the blanket.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, let me say this. Like, I think, I don't think I've watched a whole scene of Gay 6. I've definitely watched the scene
of
Gay 6. I've definitely watched a whole scene of lesbian sex. So
really,
yes.
Do you like that, Chris?
I have seen that. No, actually, no.
You don't like lesbian sex?
Not a ton. If it's hot, yeah, but most of the time it seems completely forced. I've seen. There's a movie out there that was on the Netflix.
On the Netflix.
Once upon a time, I went looking for like what are some actual, honest to God, like hot sex scenes in traditional films, and there was a movie on the Netflix that was that had a scene between two girls, and it was like I couldn't believe this was in a traditional movie. Now they didn't show anything nearly as explicit as you'd see.
Yeah, there wasn't any like labia lapping or whatever.
No, but it was like
or any sort of alliteration either.
But it was so just the way it was filmed, and I was like, I don't think they're acting. It was a little uncomfortable after a while. I was like, this is I don't know. I'm trying to think of that for gay men, and like I don't know if I've seen that for gay men, and so like thinking back to the slash fiction, I'm like, I don't know.
Have you ever read any?
I have not read any. Not that I can recall. I'm trying to think if that friend of mine ever sent me like some JT Joey Fatone and Is that an NSYNC?
That was from the episode of The Simpsons where NSYNC was on there, where like Bart and like Milhouse and Ralph Wiggum and
now every time you mention two male characters in the same sentence, now I'm just like, ah!
Stop putting Simpsons characters. And Nelson, they were a boy band.
Oh God, stop!
They were a boy band.
I can't.
And then NSYNC came in and they helped them. But it was all a big propaganda campaign to get people to join the Navy.
I can't. Like, it was bad enough it was Bart and Milhouse, and then you said
Ralph Wiggum.
Ralph, and I was like, oh. And then who was
Ralph was like the bass.
Yeah, who was the fourth?
Nelson.
Oh God.
And their agent was LT Smash, but then it turned out he was Lieutenant Smash, and he was a lieutenant in the Navy.
In the Navy. That's probably not how that goes.
That is how the song goes.
Is that how it goes? Have you ever seen Black Mirror? Have you watched the Black Mirror?
It keeps on coming. Keeps on coming up.
Yeah.
I think it is in my queue. My friends of ours have told us that it's something that we would enjoy.
I've watched the first 2 episodes, right up my alley, right in my wheelhouse, right in my millhouse, and
everything's coming on Millhouse.
Oh God!
Too bad that can't be the episode title.
No, so I watched the first 2 episodes, and it's an anthology show, so every episode is its own story. And I don't want to spoil anything for you because they are quite well done. But the first 2 both have sexual angles to them, which is I'm wondering if they'll get past that. I like a good story with a little bit of sex in it, but a series that's nothing but sexy time is not for me. I don't know. You got to throw a little bit of beheading in there. I'm looking at you, Game of Thrones.
When is Game of Thrones coming back?
Not till a while. I mean, I think it's sometime this year, but I knew it was going to be later than usual. That's what I remember.
Because I remember it being on by now.
Yes, yeah, no. Usually it is. I think it's coming back later in the year.
So maybe by the spring or something.
Maybe.
Although
was wearing shorts yesterday.
Anybody who's a climate change denier cannot step into like a New England town on the 20-something of February,
right,
and say that it being 70 degrees is a normal fucking thing.
Oh, it was so glorious. Well, first of all, it was laundry day, so the reason I was wearing shorts is because I had literally nothing else to put on my body.
And you're like, oh, cool, I can go outside.
I'll wear shorts. You know, you brought up when we were talking, we were trying to get away from the slash fiction.
Yeah,
you said something about a dog, which Shaq? No, was it about Scooby or was it about Snoopy? I don't know what the fuck. You said something that was like, oh, we could go there. I went to an animal shelter yesterday in my shorts. I was not happy about it because my wife was going. We all decided to get. I did my work in the morning.
We all decided to get puppies.
No. My children decided that. I did not.
You didn't get a puppy.
No, we didn't. But so we're all going to get out of the house. We need to do groceries, and Steph wanted to go to this place in nearby Methuen, Massachusetts, to see if she could talk to them about getting them to come visit her classroom because she teaches preschool and she's going to do a week on animals or something like that. And I said, I don't know if this is a great idea because the kids really want a pet and I really don't want them to have a pet and we're in no position to have a pet.
Come on, your dad could rebuild that fence.
Oh, that'd be great.
And then you could have Max 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Could have Max 2.
Oh, Max 2. Oh, Max it's a fucking 2. Strip club.
It's a fucking strip club, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. You call the freaking dog Max 2. Everybody's like, wow, why did you name the dog after a strip club?
You know. So we went, and of course we drove past the place because if you come off the highway coming from the angle that we were coming at,
stop saying come.
You have to cross 2 lanes of traffic without a turn signal. The light will go green, and there's 2 lanes of traffic on the other side. It's basically a 4-lane country highway, although it's not in the country; it's in Methuen. And Stephanie did not want to cross those 2 lanes of traffic. She didn't want to inch out at all. I was like, if I were driving, we'd be in there by now. So we went down the street, turned into a parking lot, turned around, and came back at it. So
I've done that sometimes, like because certain roads are a fuck stick.
Yeah, I would advise
especially
that.
Around here. We're getting local for you right now.
It was far easier. So we get in there, we look at the pigs, and it's got the mammal area, which has the cats and the puppies and the bunnies and all that, but they have the small mammal area rather. But then they've got like pigs and horses
and baboons.
And no baboons. That's
some sort of primates. Any sort of primates?
Only primates there were humans, folks.
What kind of puppies did you see?
We saw a lot of mixed puppies. We saw a lot of puppies that wanted to go home together. The thing that I thought was most
How did you know? Did you talk to the puppies?
No, well, because all the puppies had signs. And so some of the puppies, if they were like, there was at least one pair right next to each other where it said, we would prefer to go home together. Like that's what it said on the sign. Oh. And in fact, they had been adopted together and they were going home together.
Oh, that's good.
I would say.
Well, they might have been siblings and they're probably really close.
Yeah. I would say I think maybe one of them was not already spoken for of the whole big room of puppies.
Well, that's good. Well, so go
or dogs.
Anybody out there, if you're thinking about getting a pet, consider adoption prior to paying money for a pet.
I mean, you're still paying the amount of money you pay to adopt something. Like it was $300, $400, $500.
Yeah, but I mean, you're paying to adopt, but you're also not supporting an industry that may be like a complete fucking terrible thing.
Yeah. So. Puppies. I should acknowledge the fact that I just had to pause there because my daughter is writing a report for school tomorrow, and I had to deal with an emergency. So puppies.
Can't. I mean, back in the day. What I used to do was have a disc. A floppy disk, and put my paper on the floppy disk, and I'd go to the either the public library or the library at school, and I would print out my paper there.
Yeah,
nowadays you can just send the Word document via email to yourself, and then you could print it out.
These are things that people who are prepared think of.
Oh, okay. People don't have floppy disks anymore.
Yeah.
But, if you can't print it out this evening,
right,
it could, be something that could happen sometime tomorrow.
Well, I was saying to you before we started recording, the irony of it is I went out this afternoon. I came back. I had about an hour between when I came back and when dinner was, where I actually said, I saw the printer was out of ink. And I said, are we going to need ink? And I was told no.
Just put you all out of black ink, or
all out of black ink.
But you could just print it in color.
You can't. My printer, once it runs out of any color of ink, will not do anything until you install another ink cartridge.
Can you break a pen open? And...
I don't know. I'll figure it out.
All right,
because that's what I do. I'm super dad.
You're super dad, and you
except when it comes to puppies.
Well, you didn't get him a dog.
Bunnies.
Well, the thing is,
I got a thing. Go ahead. Yeah, I got a bone to pick
with dogs,
with pets.
Well, you never really had. I mean, you guys had a cat and a dog.
Yeah, we had a couple cats. We had a dog. There was a dog that was there when we were kids. Who died before we had Max. I forget
when did John get Max?
Oh gosh,
that dog was terrible. I mean, like I think that John was the only person. John and your dad, that it was the only people that could interact.
John was the one who really cared, and I mean they cared too. It was very hard for them later, especially once John left, and that was toward the end of Max's life. But yeah, it was his dog.
Yep.
I don't know. I can't remember.
That dog probably fathered a great deal of other dogs.
Yes.
Whenever it would get out of his little cage, he would just go and fuck like crazy because
with gusto.
John didn't want to get rid of his balls.
No. And I see. This is where, and somehow this came up the other day. We were having a conversation about
dog balls.
No, about veganism in class.
And you brought up your brother's dog?
No. We were having a conversation about veganism as it relates to animal cruelty and stuff like that in class. And I was relating an anecdote about the time before one of our pals' bachelor parties that my brother and I were at a vegan pizza place, and I was about to pick up vegan...
Rob's bachelor
vegan paraphernalia, and my brother slapped my hand and told me to put it away because he knows that personality-wise and morality-wise, I'm very close to where he is, and I could be a vegan pretty easily if I thought too hard about the treatment of the animals. So when it comes to pets, this is where my sort of animal rights stuff, such as it is, comes. I can't stand the idea of bunnies as pets. And I understand you adopt a bunny from a shelter. you're trying to help with the problem that you don't believe, like that people go and they're fucking stupid and they buy a little bunny for their kids on Easter, not realizing what it takes to take care of a bunny, and then that bunny ends up in a shelter.
Or electrocuted because they're eating through the wires.
Okay. Way to make it grim. But so, like, my kids have thrown out the idea of a bunny, I think, because they think I'm so against the idea of a dog. And I'm not totally against the idea of a dog. I'm against the idea of a dog because I can't handle a pet dying. And it's hard to have that conversation with them without completely depressing them.
Well, I mean, by the time, like, if you get a dog now, like, you know, your kids they're
going to be 11 and 7 within.
So, like, by the time the dog does, if the dog dies of natural causes,
right,
they're going to be either, like, I mean, Kaylee might just be starting college,
right. But I still have to deal with my own whatever. So yes, it's me being unfair, but when they mention bunnies, I just like, oh, but you can train the bunny and you could take it out, and I'm like, but
train the bunny to do what?
Train the bunny to do what? And that's an animal that's going to live most of its life in a fucking cage. And I don't know what in my brain separates the notion of like a chicken who spends all its life in a cage producing eggs and chicken for me to eat. I haven't
some nice tight breasts.
Yeah, I haven't.
So you can chow down.
I haven't gotten there, and maybe I shouldn't continue down this line of thinking. But anyway, and my fucking allergies, man.
Some delicious chicken tit meat.
We went into the puppy area. We did not go anywhere near the cat area because Stephanie and I both know how allergic we are to cats. We went into the puppy area, and it wasn't that I necessarily had a hard time breathing, but my whole head felt like I was in the muck. And then the moment we walked outside, and I had taken an allergy pill. So yeah.
What'd you take? Claritin?
Yeah. A little while before.
Lunesta?
Is that
that's a sleeping pill?
Okay. They were cute. There was one dog that I wanted to see that wasn't around. It was a Boston /something.
Oh, Boston something.
I was curious.
Dude, that was a really cool fucking dog, dude.
That was a cool dog, dude. Hey, throw me a bone there. Throw me a bone there, buddy.
You just lost it.
I totally did. I can't do
Stop
the
it.
accents. I just
stop.
Dude, I love Duncan, dude. Guy.
There was a guy on the radio when we were driving home. His name was it Duncan? Yeah, it was Duncan. And I'm like, did this guy, like, the guy should change his last name to Donuts. And just,
he should.
And then be like, and just send his resume, like slide his resume across the table towards a Dunkin' Donuts executive and be like, my name is fucking Dunkin' Donuts. Like, I need to work for you.
Smoke a butt. Have a couple of crullers.
They don't like. I mean, we've talked about.
They don't fucking have crullers anymore.
They don't have crullers anymore, but they also don't have the signature Dunkin' Donut.
That's right. They had. I don't know. They feel like they didn't have that for a really long time, and then they did have it for a short period of time, and then they
I don't understand why they just can't fucking do it. Like
I don't know.
I mean, you can make a plain cake donut, which they still do.
Yes.
Just make it with a little nubbin on the side. And then you have the signature Dunkin' Donut. Yeah. Just make all your plain cake donuts with that fucking nubbin.
Do you think people at the Dunkin' Donuts ever take the cruller or now like the chocolate stick? Fucking assholes. It used to be fucking chocolate honey dazed. What is in this drink? Chocolate
alcohol.
Chocolate honey dazed. It used to be chocolate honey glazed, right? And you could get a chocolate honey glazed cruller. Right, and then they just made it a fucking stick, but for a while at least it still looked kind of.
They used to have bagel sticks. Do they have those anymore?
I don't think so. But anyway, I digress. Do you ever think that the fucking like people who work at Dunkin's when it gets really slow, like take the cruller and try to
put them in their asshole?
No, put it through the fucking Dunkin' Donut or through like one of the other.
They can't put it through the Dunkin' Donut because it doesn't exist anymore.
They put it through one of the other donuts with a hole in it. Like they take the cruller and they just kind of like jam it in there, and they're just like, and then then it goes ding dong, and then the customer comes in and like, hey, welcome to Dunkin'
we weren't
Donuts.
trying to fuck donuts.
we weren't doing that. Maybe they do the chocolate. I'm saying this one because they were my two favorite donuts. They take the chocolate stick and they pound it into the jelly donut until I forgot.
That's like on the reg.
That's called getting your wings. I don't know if you're. No, wait, no. When you go down on.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, okay.
Let's not do this.
So I saw puppies.
Oh, well, that's good.
They were they're dogs. Sorry, there weren't that many puppies. They were all older dogs.
Yeah, well, not like I don't imagine like super old dogs. Like
no,
to die dogs.
There were maybe a couple who were not seniors but approaching senior status.
Wow, senior status. What is that, like 7 years old for a dog?
I don't know. They because they had on the signs they would have these. They would have like plays well with kids, plays well with other dogs, so on and so forth. And you could tell sometimes based on the age, like. The age seemed to correlate with like, yeah, we'll play well with kids who have experience with dogs, or no, we'll not play well with kids. And that seemed, not in all cases, but it seemed to sometimes correlate with an older dog.
Well, I mean, I imagine like YouTube might be a good resource, like for your kids to realize how like much effort you need to put in to training a dog and caring for a dog. Mm-hmm. And maybe you could kind of impart that to them, and then be like, or you could just have them listen to this episode.
Yes, you know what? I'm going to do that. This will be the first one that they get to listen to.
Don't listen when Uncle Steve says fucking chicken tits. Don't listen to that part.
Yeah.
When he says all the things that your grandfather says.
Yeah, you can listen to that. Oh my gosh! I never did mention why the hell I was at the theater. Is that interesting?
You bring it up, like you brought it back up.
I brought it back up. I went to what they call pitch night, or the producers meeting at the Players Ring in Portsmouth for like the.
Did you pitch like a podcast being like there?
I didn't pitch anything this year.
Fuck you.
But I paid attention to where there were opportunities for such a thing. So there were people there who were doing like variety nights and things like that, and I kind of schmoozed with those.
And so maybe we could do like a 30 minutes of a podcast
as part
during a variety night.
Yes, where you've got comedians and sketch people and like all sorts of not sketch like sketchy. But
I understand what you were trying to say.
Not sketches, like like as
I wouldn't mind being part of a variety show.
Yeah. So like I was making those connections. And
was
then
Sam there? Did you talk to him?
I didn't get to talk to Sam, but I did see Sam.
Okay, he's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
He was the first guy that ever paid me to do comedy.
There you go. He's a great guy. He was the first pitch of the night. He was pitching on behalf of somebody else, but he was the first pitch of the night. And then today, I didn't think I was going to be able to do this, but then you wanted to record later in the day, so I was like, fuck, I can actually go to this play that was only running this weekend. And I went up to this theater in Concord, New Hampshire.
Wow, that's a ways.
It is a ways, about an hour. It's about an hour out to Portsmouth too, but at any rate, so this is a one-woman show that a friend of mine had written. Good show, but they also have and I got to follow up with them about what the heck how they do it. They have a podcast night on occasion. Where they do live podcast recording.
Well, maybe we can get in on this. We'll have to go up to fucking Concord.
So in part I bring this up because like I went and did theater, but I also want you to know like
you networked. I liked it.
Networked,
dude. You get a big thumbs up for me today.
Thanks.
You doubled up. Fucking schmoozed.
I fucking schmoozed.
You did a great thing.
It's very hard for me to do that. I suck at promoting things. I suck at networking.
We tried to do it. We went to that thing.
Yes, we did.
When we were both still living in New Hampshire, we went to that like New Hampshire media makers thing, and that was something.
Didn't work out so well.
I think I had a tea. It was too hot for most of the time. I couldn't drink it
because I think we probably went. The tea was too hot.
Yeah. It was in the winter, and I think it was a nice temperature inside the building.
Oh, okay.
But my tea was definitely too hot.
Yeah. I went to that thing regularly back in the day, and it's how I made most of the connections I made. And I think I probably burnt out on networking from going there too much. or something. I don't know.
Well, maybe I need to step up my networking game.
I don't know. Well, I did.
We were gonna go to a barcade last night.
Yes,
and I actually set out some coasters to bring with us, and we didn't bring them.
Yeah,
because I'm a fucking idiot. But we didn't end up going. We didn't end up getting in there because it's just Cambridge on a Saturday night.
We're in Cambridge.
Near MIT. So
okay.
What the hell is it? Roxy's something or other.
You have to write it down. Roxy's R4Cade.
R4Cade. Because when people write elite and they write it with threes instead of E's.
I have probably done that at least once, but
well, this is, I guess, them writing arcade with a 4 instead of a K. Because they don't even want a K in the word because they're so anti-racist. I don't know.
They're so like the Germans. Patton Oswalt bit. Look it up.
Well, I think like a lot of people in Germany are probably like aggressively not racist.
Yeah, no, that's the whole bit. It's
okay, I don't remember the fucking bit.
They are his bit is he was in Germany and he every time he tried to tell a joke, they would be worried that it was going to turn into a Nazi joke, so they would diffuse the joke. They would diffuse literally every joke. He'd say like, "Look at that! It's a bunch of like there were lasers on a building," and he's like, "Look, it's a bunch of snipers." And he and his German tour guide was like, "No, those are not sniper rifles. They are." He does these accents. They are.
You could think he was a real German.
They are many lasers pointed, and they are not in no way pointed at any Jews. And so that's basically the whole bit in it. It doesn't. I mean, it's. As Patton Oswalt bits go, it's not the funniest thing he's ever done, but it's pretty funny.
But so we were gonna wait. We got there and there was a line.
And a line to get into a barcade.
Yes, but I just get.
Was it precipitating?
It was. It was rain. It was spitting, and it was yucky. So we decided to walk to the Friendly Toast instead, which is over by the Kendall Square Theater.
Yeah, I recall where that one is.
So yeah, we went there instead, and then we went to just another place, and then we went back. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we ended up just going home after that. There was an unforeseen incident, which was unfortunate, and we just decided to go home.
It sucks that they don't have a big. Is it that they didn't have a big enough venue, or there were too many?
I peeked inside, and there was not so many people playing the pinball machines, and I'm like, are people waiting in this line to go in because there's a line, or do these people legitimately want to go into this place and play pinball?
Yeah.
And it annoys me because I keep on bringing Arcadia up in Portland up. And I'm going on, I've been there on a Saturday night. I've been there like in the midweek, when it's free pinball night and they have the leagues. I've been there almost every night of the week that you can imagine because I love that fucking place.
Right.
And it's a tiny little place.
Yeah.
And it never gets to the point where they have to have a line for people to get in.
Yeah.
And I think the issue is that it's like the place in Cambridge is also a fucking restaurant.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So everybody out there in the world that's thinking about opening a barcade, make it a barcade. Make it an arcade
with a bar.
With a bar. Mm-hmm. As much as you want to, as much as tater tots poutine is fucking a thing that you want to have on your menu.
Yeah.
Don't fucking do it because then people will go and eat elsewhere and then yay, I'll go to the barcade after.
Yeah.
You'll still make a lot of money and you won't have to have a fucking kitchen.
Right. Yeah. It's dicey. I see where they want to go with the restaurant. Maybe that they're hoping that'll help them stay in business. I don't know.
No, why would it help them stay in business? Because you have to have a cooking staff.
Okay. All right.
And you have to hire more people to
That's why I
work.
don't run restaurants.
Well, I don't know. You have to have more people behind the scenes working.
Yeah.
Like what would probably work better in this instance. I mean, like it's right on Mass Ave. So I don't know if this would be extremely possible on a weekday.
Right.
But like maybe a weeknight, you could get like a food truck to come by if you want people to have food.
Right.
And then if there is a fucking line still, even though you don't have food, they can go to the food truck and get food while they're waiting in fucking line.
Have a little nosh.
So yeah, you get the food truck to just pay a couple of bucks to they can park right in front of the fucking place. And then bing, bang, boom, everything's great.
Shawarma.
Yes.
Shawarma food truck? Could you do shawarma in a food truck?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, obviously, like a lot of people, a lot of geeks at least, my first introduction to the concept of shawarma was at the end of the Avengers. And then the other night, my parents, we all have pizzas and subs on Friday. I think that's a well documented thing here on the show.
Did you just decide to have shawarma instead?
No, but we had the pizzas and subs, and nobody can ever decide on what to watch. Because generally speaking, most of my family is going upstairs as soon as they're done eating because they're antisocial. So we like only ever pick something now that's like 40 minutes long. So we pick like a standard TV show, and we picked fucking Guy Fieri bullshit on the Food Network, and he's visiting this place where they actually
it's me, Guy Fieri.
They're making fucking shawarma, and I got to see how shawarma was made, and I was like, oh, all right, that's what shawarma is. Oh, maybe I'll eat it sometime. But yeah, so I guess you can have shawarma.
Man, that's super cool, Chris. It's me, Guy Fieri. I'm here in the show studio with you.
One of the places he went to was a fucking Hawaiian place where they.
In Hawaii?
In Hawaii, where they were fucking...
Oh, wait. Yeah, it was in Hawaii, because I'm Guy Fieri.
Yeah, Guy Fieri.
Wait, it's pronounced Fieri.
Yeah.
I'm from... Isn't he from around here?
I don't know.
I guess I'm from around here, but I'm not sure.
I hope not. Oh, what a schmuck. He's what they call... There's a podcast...
I like his frosted tips.
Oh, do you?
No.
There's a podcast that I listened to where they talked about him, and they talked about they grouped him and
it's extreme
and Sammy Hagar and fucking Matthew McConaughey together into this group that they called the Pan Man, and I can't remember the exact criteria that make you a pan man, but that's what I think of when I think of those.
I don't know who I'm actually doing when I'm doing the Guy Fieri
impression. I don't know either.
Bozy bop. Oh wait, that's not fucking.
No, that's
David Lee Roth.
David Lee Roth, who might be a little bit of a pan man too. I cannot remember. Now I'm gonna have to see if I can dig up the episode of Roderick.
Man, that's good. Man, that is good. Fucking ribs or whatever it is.
Whatever it is. Yeah, they were doing fucking octopus in.
Whenever I used to go to the gym back when I was living down in Marlboro, Massachusetts, for getting a teeny bit local for you, but like where I was going to the Planet Fitness. You guys have that all around the country. It's no lunk alarms or whatever the fuck it is they say. I was at I would go there.
Did you get your 22-inch pythons?
Yeah,
working there.
No, I would go on the elliptical or whatever, and then like they would always have Man versus Food on.
Oh.
And I'm like, I want to eat fucking 10 pounds of hamburger meat.
While you're on the elliptical.
While I'm on the elliptical.
That seems like a good idea.
I'm like, could you not have this on? But like he would also like not only just eat like a lot of food, but he would also eat like crazy spicy food.
Yeah.
Which I'd like to like one of these days I wouldn't mind trying to do some sort of challenge like that, because like I mean that's something I possibly could do.
Eat a lot of food?
No, not necessarily eat a lot of food, but eat a lot or eat a reasonable amount of really spicy food.
Oh, really? Okay. Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you know, if I fail, like, whatever, like, if it's like, wait, this is fucking way too spicy, bring me a gallon of milk and some bread.
Yeah.
And some
but it'd be a good thing to try.
Yeah, but, or you know, if it's something that, you know, because I like really spicy.
Nah, me not so much. We've talked about that.
Yeah. You're a Blando Calrissian.
I'm literally like a Blando Calrissian. I'm a white guy. Oh. That's his cousin, Blando.
Donald Glover is going to be him in the new movie.
Yeah, they had a picture this week, and the guy playing Han Solo looks nothing like. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I mean, Donald Glover doesn't really look anything like Billy D. Williams either, but
he is cool like Billy D. Williams.
He's cool. He's a cool cat. I say as I take half a headphone off because my ears hurt.
You know who's also a cool cat?
No.
Lucci.
Oh, I see what you did there.
What?
One Piece.
Oh, darn.
What about like cross cartoon slash fic? Like Top Cat. Wasn't that a character?
It was
like Top Cat and Mickey Mouse.
Why Top Cat?
I don't know, because he was the one that came to mind.
Do you think he's a top or a bottom?
I think going against the name, he's probably a bottom.
Okay.
Because I think Mickey Mouse is definitely a top. Mickey Mouse and Pluto? No, Mickey Mouse and Goofy is okay. Mickey Mouse and Pluto would be bestiality, right?
Yeah, because he would be fucking his dog.
Yeah.
Like it's weird because like Goofy was technically a dog.
Yes.
But he was an anthropomorphized dog.
Yes.
But, Pluto was an actual dog.
Yes.
But not anthropomorphized.
You are getting to one of my primary concerns with the Disney cinematic universe. Like I don't get it. Well, they're both dogs. And I think doesn't that come up in Stand By Me? Aren't they like Mickey Mouse is a mouse and Pluto's a dog? What does that make Goofy? Like maybe even I don't know if Frodo gets to say that. No, Frodo's not in that movie.
Frodo Baggins.
No.
Samwise Genji.
Wesley Crusher.
Wesley Crusher's in that.
Wesley Crusher's in that.
That got brought up earlier, and I guess that's the thing in Big Bang Theory.
Is Wesley Crusher? I think he's in that. Yeah.
Is he in? Big Bang Theory?
He's in it as himself.
Oh, okay.
As like an asshole version of himself or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
But
I might be wrong.
Whatever.
Yeah. Who watches that fucking show anyway?
I like Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Dun, 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 dun,
we watched the pilot recently.
I'm sorry.
It's not a great freaking Q is funny. Like it's weird.
It's funny.
It's weird because I've seen Q. Q was also in Breaking Bad.
Yes. Oh, the actor.
Yeah. Or
he was on my mother's soap opera before that, which is how I knew of him. Which was what made seeing him on Star Trek so weird back when it happened, because I knew him from Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, he was on that. He was in Breaking Bad as Jesse Pinkman's girlfriend's father.
Oh, that's an intimidating having Q for your possible dad-in-law. That's
so he was that, and he was also Dr. Molesto in The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Oh, I did not know this.
Yeah.
Like Jennifer Jason Leigh. Yeah?
I think.
Oh, never saw that one.
It was actually it was an okay movie.
Even though I think that was during the period where we had the black box and I could have watched like 50 times.
Ow. Everybody. I'm not singing the Homestar Runner thing.
I was just letting you go because I did not know where you were going.
I'll know where you're going.
I know where you're going.
What do we got left on the list?
We got 2 minutes. I think
we had a lot of things left on the list.
We got like 2 minutes left on the list. So
let's put the Switch on hold because next week I'll hopefully have it. And I can talk about how cool the Switch is or how not cool it was. Or
well, with our 2 minutes left, there was we can save. There was something about GameStop and a guy and Amiibos.
We can talk about that real quick.
Okay.
So when I was going to. I pre-ordered the Switch a while ago. I think the day it got announced. I think and that's the reason why I'm getting one right off the bat. So we went to GameStop to pre-order a couple of games that I didn't pre-order right off the bat. So I'm getting the Zelda one and Bomberman, which is
people say good things about the Zelda one. I've heard.
Yeah, it's the one that technically it should be packaged in with the fucking
but
system.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not. Fuck. So that's why I had to go and pre-order that. But like and many I haven't played Bomberman in years. Like we used to be spend many a days in Paul's basement playing Bomberman. But while we were there, we were just talking to the I think the manager at the Woburn GameStop, and he was just talking about how there was this guy online that pre-ordered like as many Rosalina's from like Super Mario Galaxy.
Okay.
Amiibo as you possibly could, and I think he spent like somewhere in the ballpark of $83,000.
What the fuck?
On Rosalina Amiibo.
I heard you guys say the number earlier, but I don't think it registered with me that it was $83,000.
That is way more than a down payment for a house. Even like in this crazy like even in this crazy like time where like housing prices are ridiculous, and we're in like the greater Boston area, which is even more expensive than most places. That's a pretty reasonable down payment for a house.
I think that is essentially my last 3 years' salary.
So that's a lot of fucking money.
Now that says more about me than it does about $83,000. But yeah, $83,000. Holy shit!
So he spent all that money to buy all these amiibo, so he could destroy them because he thought they were not pure. I don't know if he before he destroyed them. He he
made sure they were not pure.
Yeah, he shot a load on these things.
Just christened them with his jizzendom.
That's something. Should that be the episode title?
No, I don't know.
There's a couple of good ones in there.
Okay, I'm glad. There'll be some to choose from. All I remember are all the ones we can't use. Oh my god, $83,000. You can find the show notes.
Yes, you can.
For this episode at clarkwoods.com.
I hadn't even finished my second beer.
Oh my god!
I when I'm not drinking Gansett, this is like. I mean, we went to Lord Hobo, which is what I'm drinking right now. It's in Woburn. If you're local, go check it out. They basically, if you go on,
they view the beers.
If you go on any. I think earlier in the week, if you go like Sunday through Thursday, they'll give you free pours. So basically, you go there, you can get get a flight of whatever they have on tap, for free.
Nice.
Tip the guy because
they're giving it to you for free. You might as well give them some fucking
money. Give them some goddamn money. And if you don't have any like cash on you, make sure you buy something. So and then tip on your card. Because it's the right thing to do. So go down to Lord Hobo, grab yourself. I'm drinking Glorious Galaxy Pale Ale, and it's slightly higher alcohol volume, and it's tastier than my normal Gansets. No offense to
the fine folks at Narragansett.
Yeah, but
this episode of Hot sponsored by
neither of these beers.
Neither of these beers. Ugh. Some of the burps that have resulted from it, though. I mean,
no, it's the Chinese food I ate earlier is the problem, not the beer that I'm drinking.
Got it.
So you can
/135. I don't know. I can't remember.
Is it 135?
It's 135. You can find the show notes for this episode at clarkwoods.com/hot/135.
I don't know why I never believe you.
You never believe me. I look it up before the show every time.
Yeah, you're right.
If you have anything you'd like to tell us, including this is one thing we can throw in there really quick. If you would like to hear anything more about Steve's D&D campaign, you need to send us an email.
Yeah, because I don't want to bring it up, and because I think there's people that
I might have to send an email just so we can because I want to hear about it.
I can talk to you about it, and I need to actually talk to Dave, see if we can get you in as a guest.
But
for one of the front of the adventures,
the listeners need to email us if they would like to hear more about it.
Yeah, that's so email if you want to hear about the escapades. We didn't do it the last week, but this week we did a little bit more of an adventure, and things happened. And I don't know if it's interesting to you to hear like the secondhand version of our Dungeons and Dragons adventure.
Well, I want you to email us because I would like to hear it on the show so I can comment on the show and go from there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm sure people will be like, I don't want you to talk about fucking...
I don't want you to talk about slash fiction, especially
anymore,
Peanuts
ever.
Slash fiction.
Please never Peanuts slash fiction. All right.
Twitter. If you don't want to send us an email, I suppose you could send us a tweet. I am at ECC1977.
And I am at Tuesday is Loser. That's Tuesday IS Loser, all one word.
Ugh. All right. So, Sally.
No.
At Rerun.
No. Rerun?